Hello everybody and welcome back to Brandenburg. The 11th of November, 1444. The game is still paused. This is a Europa Universalis beginner tutorial for the updated game as of spring 2021. This includes the Leviathan DLC. We're playing with all DLCs. If you're just joining us right now because YouTube is weird and recommending things out of order, make sure to check out the playlist link down below. That'll get you to episode 1 where you can see things in order as we build up the foundation. We've talked about a lot of stuff right now. We've talked about figuring out our immediate environment and diplomatic situation. We've talked about diplomats a bit. We've talked about economy. We've talked about the estates. We've talked about leadership. This episode, we needed to kind of get a sense of production. We're thinking we have a mission. We've discovered these missions here. And one of these missions is to reclaim Neumark. Neumark was once an integral part of the Brandenburg. It was leased to the Teutonic Knights, but they have neglected the land, causing the local burghers to demand a return to the old administration. Oh, it was actually leased? Oh, that's interesting. Now, I'm thinking there might be a mission or an event that will come up that will bring it back to us. If it's just leased to them, then it might come back to us automatically. We might not have to attack the Teutonic Order. But let's say we wanted to attack the Teutonic Order. It doesn't look too hard, right? We don't know what they got going on over there because there's a fog of war. We have 9,000 troops. They're Prussian troops. That's pretty strong, right? But we can actually go down to what's called the ledger. So let's investigate the ledger here. This is incredibly important. I know a lot of new players that play this game for sometimes even 10s, 20, 50, hundreds of hours don't know about the ledger. This is fundamental. It's not too complicated. There's only a few things we're going to be checking in the ledger. And the big thing is the military capabilities of a country. So if we open up the ledger, we go to military, go to armies, and we want to look for the Teutonic Order. Whoops. I can't spell, guys. I apologize. I really can't spell. There we go. Teutonic Order. Holy cow. I'm sorry, guys. So we have the Teutonic Order here selected just by searching for them. And we can see that they have, oh, wow. Okay, they have a bigger army than us. They have 12,000 total standing army right now. 9,000 infantry, 3,000 cavalry. They have 9,000 manpower. We have 10,000 manpower. And they have a force limit of 16,000. Whereas our force limit is 12,000. So if we were to build more regiments, we would be able to get up to 12,000 without penalty. They would be able to get to 16,000. So in a head-to-head fight, probably not going to go our way. They have a 33% larger army than us. Now, if we could get Poland to attack them first, that could be a means of being able to piggyback off of Poland's conquest into Teutonic Order. Teutonic Order will have a number of enemies. They're enemied with Lithuania and Poland and Saxony. So it could be that the Teutonic Order is just going to get into a war with either Lithuania or Poland, who are both going to strongly desire this land up here. Strongly desire that land. So we might just have to wait till an opportunistic moment there. But either way, it did say that our force limit was 12,000, not 9,000. So we could build more troops. And we need to go up to the top left here called the production interface. And it opens up immediately onto the land units. But you can see there's naval units here, which we don't have any docks, so we can't build any ships. We have no capacity for a navy right now. We have no sailors either. But you can see there's a bunch of different things here. A lot of this stuff is completely unimportant, but just looking at the top of it here, the land units. 10 ducats to build a 1,000 troop regiment of infantry. It'll cost us 0.2 ducats per month to maintain the troop, the regiment. So if we bought 3 of these to get to 12,000, we could see down here a reminder of our force limit at 9 out of 12. And cavalry, you can see, are much more expensive. They're half a ducat a month. Very expensive. Very expensive. In fact, how many cavalry do we start with? 2. We have 2,000 currently. This shows us our current numbers for our current army. 7 and 2. So I think we probably do want to build up to our force limit, to be honest, just to be prepared for anything that might happen. But it is going to cost us 0.66 ducats per month. We're only making 0.69 ducats per month. So we're going to be making basically nothing. Well, we might end up mothballing the Berlin fort. Let's mothball the fort. That's going to make us half a ducat a month. because we're only going to be paying half cost for that 1 ducat fort. The truth is, Berlin is actually a Berlin is a capital, so it keeps a small garrison there no matter what. We haven't talked much about forts actually, but we have 1 fort in Berlin, and we just recognized that through the expense tab. It's saying fort maintenance, and we just knew it was in Berlin because I think we saw the fortification icon. There's a little fort icon right there, and there's also a fort map mode that shows Berlin. But these are how you win and lose wars, by sieging down forts. Sieging down non-forted provinces don't really do much in a war. You really need to take out the forts and take out the capitals. So having those forts maintained in garrison will make it harder for people to siege them in war, but the truth is, there's no one that's really going to attack us right away, I don't think. So I think we're safe to mothball it for now, and then we'll just turn it online before we get into a war, hopefully, if we can see a war coming. So with the little bit of extra allowance that we've given ourselves, let's build 3,000 troops. And we're just going to click on the infantry, and we're just going to click them around, and we can just train them in any of these provinces. We can just grow them essentially in these different provinces. We could just grow them all in one province, but it has to do one. It can only do one at a time. Each province can build 1 regiment at a time. So it'd take 150 days to build them all, doing it in one province, or we could just do 1 in each of these 3 available provinces. Green just means these are all of these provinces are available. We can build more than 3. We can build 4, and it's showing red down here. We can build as many as we want. It just costs more. This 13th troop will not only cost 0.22 ducats per month, but it'll cost a penalty on top of that. So it'll be even more expensive. Going over your force limit is very, very, very expensive. We would not be able to afford it, and there really wouldn't be much of a need for it. So we're building 3,000 more troops. We'll have 12,000 troops, which is technically the same as the Teutonic Order, but they're able to raise up to 16,000, so it'd be a little bit tricky. We did have this disputed succession thing. Is there anyone interesting in this list? I mean, Denmark's kind of interesting. They're nearby. Would they royal marry us? No, they would not. They're not. There's a big X here. They're not interested in royal marrying us. And I'm just clicking on Denmark. I'm just clicking on their diplomacy screen. That's it. And that just shortcuts me right to this tab. Do they want to royal marry us? No. Do they want to ally us? No. We could get them to ally us, I bet, if we buttered them up with a diplomat. Man, our diplomats are really strained right now, because we're going to want 1 diplomat to... Yeah, there's just so many things we're going to want to do, I think. There's so many things we can do with our diplomats. We only have 2 diplomats. Throughout the game, we'll get more diplomats, though. We will get more diplomats. Munster. You know, honestly, what do we get from this mission if we do? We get those free claims, right? But I don't think we can utilize those claims because they're so far away. This is just too far away for us to care right now. I really think it's too far away. This actually, yeah, that's like a dead end there too. Yeah, basically we need to reclaim these 2 provinces, which I think an event might bring these back. And that'll give us the ability to go after Pomerania. That'll give us a bunch of free claims up here. We might just attack Stettin anyways. Honestly, attacking Magdeburg would be pretty good, because we just saw that they have an important trade center. So going this way would be good. Knowing that if we take these provinces through an event, maybe, I'm not sure if we will or won't, then we'll be able to get free justification for war against these via our mission tree. And we'll see how that works. Okay, so we're about to unpause the game, guys. We haven't covered everything. Oh, by the way, if you guys had a keen eye, our manpower has gone down by 3,000. Each of these regiments cost not only 10 ducats, it doesn't even tell you this in the production tab. It doesn't even tell you this. Not only did these cost 10 ducats, these cost 1,000 men each. So our manpower has now gone down. And the thing is, if our troops, so we'll have 12,000, we have our 6,000 in reserve, sort of, and then we have the 12,000 on the field once they're trained, once these guys are organized, which will be a couple months. But if in battle, if the 12,000 engage in the 5,000 here and attack, and we take losses, those losses are replenished from the manpower. So manpower is incredibly important. If you run out of manpower, your troops will literally just splinter, and they'll get weaker and weaker and weaker. The individual regiments will get weaker and weaker and weaker until there's nothing left. You'll get whittled down, and you just won't have an army anymore. So it's very important that manpower stays healthy so that you can replenish your troops as they take losses. As they take losses in battle. And it just goes up. It takes a long time for this to go up too. It takes 10 years for this to go from 0 to max. Now right now we're about 50%, so it's only going to take 5 years to get to about 13,000. It'll take 5 years to get to 13,000, but that's the math. That's how it's all math calculated out. Is it takes 10 years to get from 0 to max. Or basically 1 year gives you about 10% of your manpower. Another way to look at it. We are about to unpause, okay? But there's different speeds to the game. There's speed, and this is how you adjust the different speeds up here with the plus and minus. There's hotkeys for this stuff if you're interested in that. But I actually don't use the hotkeys. I just click the buttons. I like to play on speed 3, or, we could play on speed 2. Speed 1 is really, really, really slow. I'm sure if you start going on speed 1, you will want to pick it up a bit. You'll notice that speed 4 is going to be a little overwhelmingly fast, and speed 5 is insanely fast. We're probably going to keep it mostly on speed 2 or 3, and then if we're really just waiting around twiddling our thumbs, we might go to speed 4 temporarily. But let's actually start on speed 2 and just feel how that goes. We're going to hit the space bar, this banner is going to disappear, and the game is going to be live. It's going to go from November 11th to 12th to 13th to 14th, so on and so forth. Eventually we'll get to December. Let's go. A diplomat just came home. So I'm pausing the game again. I hit space bar. I've already paused the game. We played through 1 day of the game, guys. And we've paused because it's time to send our diplomat on another mission. We think Saxony is going to send us something on our own. Is there another elector that we'd like to ally? Like, do we want to ally the Palatinate? Do we want to ally Cologne? Well, the Palatinate won't ally us. Cologne will ally us. So maybe that kind of does that for us. Hey, what the heck? Let's ally Cologne. Now we're at 3 alliances. We have 3 alliances right now. We have room for 1 more. Well, we haven't technically gotten the alliance with Saxony quite yet. Let's make sure we have royal marriages with these people. Like Austria, but it's saying we have a cooldown. You can only visit a country once every month. So we have to wait till December 12th to visit them again. Time is flowing right now. Time is flowing. We're waiting till December 12th. Let's go up to speed 3 here. Oh, that's right. We need to butter the Pope. We need to butter the Pope. So let's get a diplomat down here and start improving relations with the Pope. The most we can get from this action is plus 100 on top of other modifiers. Remember, 200 is the most opinion they can have of us. But from improved relations specifically, 100 is the max. So once this gets to plus 100 improved relations, it'll warn us and say, hey, you're at your maximum. Would you like to send the diplomat home? And then we'll say yes. But right now we're going to get about 3 per month. So it's going to take about 3 years to get there. Although we're not trying to get to plus 100 improved relations. We're just trying to get to 100 overall opinion. Right now we're at 28. We just need to get to 100. Oh, we just fulfilled a mission? What mission did we fulfill? Holy cow, we fulfilled this one, Imperial Ambition. Uh-oh, I don't want Austria to get angry with us. Ooh, improved relations 25%. At least 2 electors backing Brandenburg to become emperor? Whoa! Cologne is voting for us. Holy cow. If we had elections right now, we would lose. Austria's got 3 people voting for Austria. But we're about to have 3. Austria, the emperor always breaks the tie. So if we just, to beat Austria, we need to have 4 votes. We need to have 4 votes if we're going to beat Austria. Why is Bohemia voting for Austria? Usually Bohemia and Austria don't like each other. So that's a little odd to me. But we could hover over this and see why. Well, I mean, they're going to like Austria because Austria is a large nation. Austria has a lot of imperial authority. Austria has a good diplomatic reputation. They have good legitimacy. They have good prestige. The prestige is actually hurting us. Our negative prestige from abandoning our heir is actually hurting us a bit. Kind of a bummer. I don't think we're going to hit this button yet. I think we're going to wait. This will give us a 3rd diplomat. And that 3rd diplomat could be really good. It also gives us a prestige. But it's only for 15 years. We only get the extra diplomat. You know what the heck? Let's do it. I don't think we're necessarily going for emperorship, but let's go for the extra diplomat. 15 years with an extra diplomat. It's go time. It's go time. 6 days until we can get royal marriages with all these folks. Saxony wants an alliance. We knew they would ask us because they love us that much, and we accepted it. Saxony is probably going to start voting for us, I would imagine. There we go. Plus 33. So that's going to change. Next month, that'll change from Ansbach to us, which is nice. Okay, one of our diplomats needs to be building a claim. We need... Okay, they did ally Brunswick. Okay, but we're going to have 12,000 versus their 7,000. Let's get it. We need to send a spy to Magdeburg right now to build a claim against Magdeburg, specifically this province, so that we can attack them and go to war. So we need the spy network. A diplomat being used as a spy. These symbols show that the diplomat will have to persist in these locations. So we're going to just send the diplomat there. And this is going to be building a spy network. So this is a hostile, secret, covert action against Magdeburg. And they can catch us doing this, but right now they don't know we're doing it. They don't know. Let's royal marry Austria. Let's royal marry Cologne. Although I don't know if we can royal marry Cologne because they're an archbishopric. So they're not actually into that kind of a thing. You know, if we really want to double, do we want to become the emperor? Do we want to become the emperor? Let's become the emperor. Let's royal marry the Palatinate. Let's royal marry the Palatinate. They'll want an alliance with us. That'll be our 4th alliance. We have Cologne, the Palatinate, Saxony, and Austria. Papa Austria. Austria won't vote for us, but... Ooh, what is this? Rule of Brandenburg. So some sort of historical event is happening here. We must build our own government institutions. We lose some administrative power. And we get national unrest. Until the death of Frederick II, we get those penalties, one penalty and one benefit. That's not a big deal. The clergy will get some influential and they'll lose some land. That's not too big of a deal. Through bribery and nepotism, we can ensure loyalty to the state. Clergy will be happy about this. We'll gain corruption. Honestly, well, administrative power is very important. So I don't know if we want to spend the administrative power. That corruption is expensive. One corruption to buy that out will cause us to go into debt. Although we are incorruptible. We are incorruptible, so it will just go down. I think that's monthly, right? Oh, that's every year? Take like 20 years to get rid of that corruption. Clergy will get a little bit of land. We don't really want to give them any land. Yeah, let's hit the on. We must build our own government and institutions. So we just paid a little bit of administrative power, but we don't have to take on the corruption, which is nice. The time always pauses automatically when the events come up. That is a setting you can disable if you want. Enable or disable. We're buttering up the Pope right now because we have a mission to do that. We have a lazy diplomat right now. Lazy diplomat. We're working on building up a spy network here. We're starting to see, we can click on these guys and get a quick glance at their diplomatic situation. We can see here this, right, again, really, honestly, when I click on a province, I'm clicking on a country and I'm inquiring as to what's going on with that country, I'm really only looking into this window. It's very important that this window is I'm not looking at any, all this stuff is completely irrelevant. I could care less what they're producing in this province or how much arrest is here and how much they're getting from all this stuff, right? All I'm doing is looking right here. Austria, they like us. They're an ally. And we can hover here to see all their other allies. They're allied to Augsburg, they're allied to Brandenburg, they're allied to Landshut, they're allied to England and Hungary. Oh, interesting. England, huh? They picked up England as an alliance. That's kind of interesting. Oh no, England. Oh, war. War is broken out across Europe. Or in Europe, maybe not across Europe. There's war between England and France. Dun dun dun. It looks like the French are winning this right now. The French are sieging down English land. And it's so England actually controls some mainland Europe provinces at the beginning of the game, and France wants to take those back. So there's war, but Austria's not involved in that war. Who did France actually ally? Who's England all fighting against? They're fighting against Provence and all of France's little subjects. So France has a bunch of little subjects in here. Other than that, I don't think they're fighting against anyone else. France's only allies is Provence. So Provence is this odd little country right here that's sort of split into three. France is kind of a weird country. They have a bunch of little subjects, but they're kind of this weird thing too. But we can see that France is on the attack right now. There we go. Although technically it's actually a defensive war. England's actually the aggressor in that war, and that's why Austria wasn't called in. Countries are willing to hire our condottieri. So England will hire our troops. We could actually sell off our troops to England and get paid to go over there and beat up the French. But to be honest, I think we got our own things going on here. Let's check out the votes here. Guys, if the vote happened, if Austria died, if the emperor died right now, we would be the emperor. We have 2 votes for us. Bohemia is voting for Silly for some reason. They're voting for Hesse. Saxony is voting for Ansbach. It was just chaos over here, right? Mainz is voting for Württemberg. And Palatinate is the only nation that's voting for Austria. And they won't even be voting for Austria once we get the alliance with them. Booyah. And again, we got the royal marriage, but we didn't get the alliance. It's important to note, diplomatic relations. This is a subtle thing, but it'll make sense. It might not make sense right away. We do not have 7 diplomatic relations. We only have 4. Because it's not really the amount of relationships you have, because you can see we have multiple with Austria, we have multiple with the Palatinate, we have multiple with Saxony. What it's checking is how many individual unique countries are you in a relationship with. We're in a relationship with 4 unique countries: Austria, Köln, Palatinate, and Saxony. There you go. And we can have as many different interactions with those 4 countries as we want, and it won't push us over that 4 out of 4. So if we have the royal marriage with Palatinate, that's the relationship slot is taken up. We might as well also get the alliance. And with the alliance and all this other stuff, that should make it so they start voting for us. Saxony's not voting us for... Wait, what the heck happened here? Oh. What the heck? Why did Saxony give them... Are they loyal? 48%. Saxony gave their subject one of the provinces that they start with. I don't know if that's a historical event, but Thuringia is the puppet, and yet they're taking over chunks of Saxony for some reason. Saxony is really trying to appease their subject there or something. But it looks like Thuringia at 50%, if they get to 50% liberty desire, they will try to revolt and gain their independence. But at 47%, they're actually loyal. They're docile right now. Although the problem is Thuringia is stronger than Saxony, so that's eking up that liberty desire in Thuringia. It's like, wait a second, why are we taking orders from a nation that's weaker than us, right? That's so interesting, though. I wonder why Saxony did that. I wonder how that happened. Either way, we need to butter up Saxony here. Improve relations with Saxony, so they start voting for us. We're waiting on the spy network to get to 20 to actually build a fabricated claim here. If we go here and we look at the covert actions. So what we do is, the way that this works is you build up the spy network and then you spend your spy network to click these other buttons. And see, this one costs 70, this one costs 60, this one costs whatever. You know, a fabricate claim costs 26. And that is because we're inside the HRE, so there's a penalty. There's a 50% penalty because it's an HRE province, but we get minus 20 because of the Brandenburg traditions. We haven't actually looked at our traditions. Minus 20% cost to fabricate claims. It's really not that great, but it's something. Hey, we have minus 15% construction costs, so our buildings will be cheaper. That's kind of cool. That's actually kind of neat. But if we go back to here, go back to the diplomacy screen, we want to fabricate a claim. We need 26. We only have 9 right now. 9.25. It's going up by 2 per month. 2 per month. So it'll be another year. Another year we'll have that. But we can support rebels and steel man. We do all kinds of different things. Some of these are grayed out because we need certain higher level technologies to do them. And even the ones that we could do are grayed out because we don't actually have the spy network to do them. So there's contextual, some of these All of these diplomatic options are interesting choices and options that can occur, but in many situations, the context isn't sufficient that they are relevant actions to take. So even though there's a giant list of things here, we're really just focused on the ones that are relevant to what's going on now. And we want to fabricate claim. Another way we can do that is we can click on the province that we want to claim and hit this button right here to fabricate claim. It's a little shortcut right here. So we're slowly learning more of this province screen, slowly learning more and more. But we can fabricate it here, but it says we need 26. And we're at 15 right now. And we're just letting that cruise. Our troops are getting trained, which is nice. We're at 8% army drill, so they're getting a little bit of land fire damage modifier, 1% stronger. It's not much, but it's something. It's something. These guys have allied Lüneburg. Who's Lüneburg allied? Brunswick. Brunswick is allied Magdeburg, and Mainz. Has Magdeburg gotten... No, they're still only allied to Brunswick. Now is the time to strike. I want to fight these guys while they're weak. They only have 6,000 troops that we can see. Of course, we can go into our ledger, and we can search for rivals, who we've rivaled all of these nations. Yep, 3,000 troops. They could build up to 7,000. That's important to note. And they have 10,000 manpower, so they will quickly try to build up to 7,000 troops when the war starts. When the war starts, they will frantically try to build up. So what we can do, though, is if we engage these guys before they can build it'll take months to build up their army. So we can engage these guys quickly and decisively and wipe them out, and then sit troops on all of their provinces. We should actually be able to sort of mow through here and prevent them from raising up an army. Yeah, they have forts. They have big, chunky forts in these areas. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a trickier war than it seems, to be honest, because they will build up an army and try to fight back. How dare they fight back against us? But they will try. So we're trying to work on getting the Pope up to 100 for one of our missions. We're about a month or two away from being able to potentially attack. You know, let's get these troops online. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get these troops stop drilling and get their morale up. We can see their morale is at 0. This bar is like totally depleted. We need that green bar to be healthy and full. Poland is now considered a great power. It's scary. We might want to butter up Poland just so they don't attack us. It's like, please don't attack us, Poland. This land from the Teutonic Order hasn't exactly just fallen back to us, unfortunately. I'm going to pull back that diplomat. We need a diplomat available to declare war. And now we can declare... Oh, we're still waiting for these troops to get fully replenished. Ooh, the AI knows what we're doing. The AI knows... See how they're running away? They know what we're doing here. The AI is incredibly clever. Incredibly clever. No, the Prince Elector's reputation is tarnished. Some sort of propaganda text is circulating around the court. How we're a ruthless power monger. That's not true. We have to lose 100 diplomatic power, or we have to take a stability loss. I guess it's time to talk about stability. Except we're not taking a stability loss yet. Stability is each point of stability is very important. This is a -3 to +3 spectrum. We're at 0. We're just sort of neutral. So we can go down to -3, or we can go up to +3. At +3, great things happen in the country. It's just like it's good modifiers, it's good events will happen. It's just good. It's just good stability. Just leads to all kinds of... It's a healthy, happy nation. Negative stability, it's like the opposite happens. Bad things start happening in the country. If we go here to the stability and expansion tab, there's actually a button here to boost stability. We can pay administrative power to boost our stability. 110 administrative power. So if we were to actually lose the stability, we'd have to pay 110 admin power to bring it back up. That's not very good. I'm just going to spend 100 diplo power to take care of the issue. That's a bad event, though, for us, for sure. Oh, man. This is going to be a little bit of a tough war, but we should win it, and we need to... This is a good opportunity for us. No! They're voting for Austria for some reason. Right now, Austria would win the election. We have a lot of room to make Cologne way happier with us, though. Way happier with us. So we need to just keep systematically buttering up these countries. And one thing that's really going to free up our diplomats is if we can get the Pope done. Buttering up the Pope is taking its sweet time over here. How are we doing economically right now? Wartime economy is going to be tough. We're going to have to be reinforcing troops. That costs more money. We need to get our fort online. That's going to cost some money. In fact, we're literally breaking even right now. Holy cow. We're breaking even. 0.00. These troops are ready for battle. Their morale is full. We can hover over this bar to see. 2.49 out of 2.49. Let's move over and get ready to just sort of intercept in the Brunswick's army here. We have our general attached. That's the little star right there. It tells us we have a general leading this army. If it was a better general, it would be a 2-star or a 3-star. Let's attack Magdeburg. To war. Okay, this is an important screen. So we click on them. We go to the diplomacy tab at the very, very top. Declare war. Big red fiery option. In fact, we're going to do this in the next episode, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I really appreciate you guys. We're ready to declare war. We're playing the game. To be fair, even when you're paused and you're just assessing everything and making decisions for how you're going to set your country up, that is playing the game. Very much so. But thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll be back in the next episode where we will declare war on Magdeburg and see how the tactical aspects of war, how to win wars, how to sign peace agreements, and just even how to get into the war in the first place. So thanks, everybody, for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, please ask in the comment section. I'll make sure to respond to all of those comments.